So after temple hopping in Cambodia, I took a bus to Bangkok and then hopped a flight to the Philippines. The Philippines are cool for so many reasons, but one reason for sure are the jeepneys. What are these things? How did this happen? Who put these together? It's like a Jeep Wrangler on steroids. It's awesome. So the Philippines were way more spread out than I anticipated. Of course, because I didn't anticipate anything, because I never plan anything. So I got there and I realized that where I was and where I wanted to be wasn't just like hours and hours apart from each other, it was days. I went from motorbike to jeepney, back to motorbike, to a bus. After 2 full days of transit, I finally ended up here. Donsol is a teeny tiny little beach town known for swimming with whale sharks. I got in at sunrise. I had just enough time to throw my backpack in a bungalow before catching the 7 a.m. boat out to see the whale sharks. Can we just take a second to look at these bungalows? This is like some tropical screensaver shit. This is a little hidden beach paradise. Okay, but that is beside the point. We are here for sharks, no whales, no whale sharks, which are actually fish. So we get on the boat at 7 a.m. and it's a captain, a small crew, and a spotter. A spotter is the person who sits at the very front of the boat and looks out for whale sharks, which brings me to the reason of why I chose to come to Donsol as opposed to Cebu or anywhere else. In Donsol, they don't feed or do anything to mess with the migration patterns of the whale sharks. So what you do is you get in a boat and you chase after whale sharks essentially to jump in the water with some unsuspecting whale shark to hopefully swim with it. And the reason I say hopeful is the fact that, again, these are fish. They're not mammals, so they don't need to be at the surface to breathe. So if they are like annoyed by your presence or the tour's presence, they can just dive down, which they do a lot. There are tons of rules. You can't get too close to the whale sharks, only 6 people can swim with the whale sharks, no touching the whale sharks. Our spotter sees the first whale and we bolt towards it in the boat. We're all geared up and ready to go, and it goes down. The whale shark doesn't want to be joined by some loud ass boat and crazy tourists in snorkel gear? Shocker. So we continue back out to sea and our spotter sees another one. Hell yeah, we rocket towards it and gear up again. Torture! So the thing about Donsol or any wildlife viewing that isn't completely messed with by the hands of man is that there's no guarantee you're gonna see anything. They recommend giving yourself 3 days during migration season to see a whale shark. And this was only morning 1. So we're sitting and we're waiting and it's getting late in the morning and other boats are coming out, it's getting a lot more crowded, and our spotter sees one again. There's so many people around this whale shark, there's no way they hadn't exceeded the 6-person limit. We can't go. Done. You know, swimming with whale sharks has been at the top of my list for so long, but I would never put my desire to see or interact with an animal above the actual health of that animal. It's just a choice to make. But anyway, our time is up. There are so many other boats out at this point, and it's time to go in. We're heading back, I turn off my GoPro, we all take off our snorkel gear, and then suddenly the spotter starts freaking out. Whale shark, right by our boat, so close to us and so far away from everybody else. We had all already tossed our masking flippers in a pile, so we're sorting through everything, but I gear up and I grab my camera and I fly into the water after the guide. Let me remind you, I was a surf instructor before I left on this trip, which meant I spent every day in the water. I'm essentially part fish. I can haul ass in the ocean. So I'm tearing through the waves. I bypass the guide and everyone on our boat, and it's just me and the whale shark. Speckly spotted adorableness. I stay down there as long as my lungs can possibly allow. And I know on tape this seems like such a quick moment, but in my head it was slow motion. I was a bit overexcited. What kind of noise was that? Got back on the boat, back to the beach, and spent the rest of the day in our bungalow. So Donsol is also known for its firefly cruises. It's one of the only places in the world to see this many fireflies all along the riverbed. It was gorgeous, highly, highly recommended. So the next day I hopped in a motorbike with a girl that I just met, and we took probably one of the coolest rides I've ever been on from Donsol through the jungle and to a bus stop. I'm going to continue to show you this beautiful jungle footage because I stopped taking video after this for a bit. Getting from Donsol to Malapascua was a bitch. Malapascua is a super remote island that is already tough to get to, but because I never planned anything in advance, I didn't even have the thought to hop a plane and skip a bunch of the distance. So instead, I went from bus to ferry boat to bus to a small boat on the island to Malapascua. Coming up next is cliff jumping, thresher shark diving, Malapascua. Subscribe now for new videos every week, and thanks for watching!